States of exams. Meet your neighbors. We will offer today's reflection.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, we're so grateful for the life that you've given us. We're especially grateful today for the food that we're so easily able to have to sustain us. We know much of the world cannot just go and have food in front of them, so we're grateful for that blessing. Thank you for the blessing of Rotary, for the hearts here that want to serve and make our community a better place, and ultimately the world. We hope that we do it to your glory. We pray for these things in your name.
Thank you, Beth. Welcome, Rotarians. Today's member highlight. This Rotarian is the health commissioner at the Wayne County Health Department. He joined the Wooster Rotary Club in August of 2022 and will be joining the board this year. This Rotarian lives in Worcester with his wife, Christina, of 31 years, children, Nadia, Nico, and Mila. This tech wizard produces his wife's podcasts. Nick Casarelli. Okay. Now turn it over to Secretary Lynn and the Secretary's report.
Thank you, President Tom. Laura Neal has the traveling microphone. We'll start with Beth Weaver.
My guest today is Aaron Cockrum. It's Aaron's first day with Habitat for Humanity, and he's the new assistant director.
We'll move over to Blair Young.
I have with me today Drew Paul. He's the president of Fusion Planning, a financial services company.
And Lee King has requested to announce a component.
Thank you, Secretary Lynn. Flags. So we're almost on April here. Tomorrow is April Fool's Day. Flags will be going out in another couple months here, less than a couple months. So flag maintenance, we have a scheduled flag maintenance for this Saturday from 9 to 11. So if you want to come out and help go through some more flags, we have about 1,000 to go through. We'd appreciate that help. And then also we're going to have a flag maintenance day for April 9th. That's a Wednesday from 4 to 6. Subscribers, if you are a flag subscriber and have not renewed this year, I will take the fall too. I have not renewed, so please get your renewals in. We'd appreciate those. And if you would like to help make any calls to subscribers that have not renewed, please see Marty and Becky Foster to help them make some calls. So I think we're 1,500 or so subscriptions so far. And we have some more to do. So we want to get up to 1,800 or 1,900. So if your email has changed, please let Becky know. She's kind of taken over for Sarah Baker through the system, and she's getting familiar with that flag subscribe system. So if your emails have changed, please let her know, because your emails change, you won't get a notification. So hope to see you Saturday morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. Again, welcome guests. Please know that you're always welcome to any future Rotary meetings. Let's see, I will now turn it over to past President Don Noble to introduce our speaker today.
Thank you, President Tom. Denny Jordan is currently board chair of the Wayne County Park District. Growing up in Norwalk, Ohio, Denny graduated from Case Western University with a Bachelor's of Science degree in geology. He was then employed by Schlumberger Well Services as a field engineer, running tests on gas and oil wells and specialized in evaluating gas storage wells. From 1990 to 1993, Denny attended Wayne College and the University of Akron, earning a Ohio teaching certificate in secondary education for grades 7 through 12. He then went on to being a science teacher at Wooster High School from 1993 to 2013, teaching classes in physical science, biology, physical geology, historical geology, and botany. He is also a former girls basketball and volleyball coach for both Wooster and Trogger. Upon his retirement in 2013, Denny became a Ohio certified volunteer naturalist, volunteering with the Wilderness Center in the ODNR Killbuck Wildlife Area. Appointed in 2015 as a commissioner for the Wayne County Park District, he was elected Park District Board Chair in 2016. He and his wife Ginger have 2 children, London and Seth. Denny enjoys spending time with his family, which includes 6 grandchildren. He also enjoys outdoor activities such as gardening, wildlife observation, reading, sketching, painting, wood carving, beekeeping, and most of all, helping people connect with nature, especially children. Please give my friend Denny Jordan a warm Wooster welcome as he gives us an update on the Wayne County Park District strategic plan. Denny, please.
Good afternoon. Thanks for the opportunity to come and talk today. I should say right up front, I only have one fear in life, and that is public speaking. So naturally, I became a teacher, right? So anyway, I've been associated with the Wayne County Park District since 2015, and we have come a long way. We worked for a number of years basically on a mission statement. There was no strategic plan. We have had a very persistent problem of not having funding. And so that has complicated trying to run a park district when you don't have money to do much of anything with. So that was one of our goals, was to try and pass a operating levy to be able to expand and do some more things for the people of Wayne County. Kind of run through some stuff here, and at the end, if you have questions, you can let me know. And one thing to clear up right away is Wayne County Park District does not cover city parks. It does not cover township or village parks. That has us limited in a way, but we get a lot of questions about Wooster Memorial Park. Wooster Memorial Park west of town is actually a city park, and it is maintained by the city of Wooster. Paul Spangler donated the land to the city of Wooster, and that park was dedicated in 1963. It was originally a Spangler Park, and then the name change to Wooster Memorial happened later. So that is not something that the Park District takes care of. And again, I believe early on in the park district's history, they were offered by the city of Worcester to take over Worcester Memorial Park. But since, again, we had no funding, we would not be able to maintain it. So the way it is now, the park is maintained by the city of Worcester. All right, a little bit of history. 1991 to 2007, we had little progress made to move the park district forward. In 1999, Wayne County Commissioners leased 76 acres in what is now called the Barnes Preserve. That was leased to the park district. They maintain, or they retain ownership of the land, but we are responsible for operating and maintaining it as a park. Again, lack of funding, nothing much happened with that lease until 2007. The number of the commissioners at that time decided that it was time to really try and do something. So they got together and wrote grants and talked with the public and said, what is it we need to do to make Wayne County better? What is missing? And one of the things that was missing was there were no places where there was good ADA access. So people with mobility issues had a hard time getting out in nature beyond the parking lots. And so part of the grant writing that they did was to put in a mile of ADA compliant asphalt trail at Barnes Preserve. And that was a really good effort. And trying to make sure they got funding, they wrote 3 grants and they got all 3 of them. So that gave them enough funding to be able to do that. I think there was something in the neighborhood of $180,000 worth of asphalt put down. So you can see even an improvement like that takes an awful lot. 2007, they started that strong effort. But even to this day, everything we do is based on volunteer work and donations. And we have a lot of great support from civic organizations. And we work with Boy Scouts and so on to do projects out there. So we're trying to get as much done as we can with very little resources. 2019, the county was working on its long-term plan. And one of the things that was mentioned in that was that the park district needed a consistent stream of funding. And so that is something we have been working for quite a while. The park district originally formed and immediately was faced with the problem of not having funding. And so things did not go anywhere. The commissioners at that time were not able to pass a levy. And so everything kind of was stagnant for a while. Once we got an interest going, we have found that the public is using the Barnes Preserve at an incredible rate, to the point that we had to expand the parking areas. Wayne Onward, that strategic plan for the county recommended that we get a dedicated funding stream. We attempted a levy last fall. That was the 6th attempt that the park district has made to get a levy passed. And unfortunately, every one of them has failed. They've been close, but not quite enough to pass. And so we continue to operate as a volunteer organization until we can pass a levy and get funding. I believe Don passed out a couple brochures at each table on a path forward, which is our strategic plan that we came up with. All of that information is accurate, except the last page. The last page was about the levy attempt that we did last fall. We currently are under discussion about what we're going to do next. And in order for us to operate effectively and to expand and provide more for Wayne County, we are going to have funding. And so we will be returning with a levy. We are under discussion as to when that will happen and what the millage will be to try and get at least some money coming in so that we can do the basics we need to catch up with all of the counties that surround us. County park districts are part of the Ohio Revised Code. They are separate from the elected part of the county hierarchy. We are actually appointed by a judge, the judge of the probate court. Each commissioner is appointed to a 3-year term. We are all volunteers. And park districts originally were designed to have 3 commissioners, but you could petition to have 5 because of the nature of the volunteer, and people who are commissioners oftentimes have real jobs, as they say, that there are a lot of times that 3 commissioners, it's the timing of trying to get meetings and so on is difficult. So we opted to go with 5 commissioners. Currently, they are myself, Denny Jordan, Carol Van Pelt handles the secretary and finances. Also Dave Armstrong, Joe Reed, and Phil Grimm are the 5. So way back in, oops. Gotta go back to one. Way back in '76, the Planning Commission recommended establishment of a county park district. In '91. We ended up with a group of citizens who went to the probate judge and said, you know, we need to have a park district. Public hearings were held. And in 1991, probate judge at that time, William Bailey, issued a court order creating Wayne County Park District. And at that time, the first 3 park commissioners were Dale Kretschmann, Peter Sanford, and Jerry Herman. All right, in 2018, a person some of you may know, Lavina Parmenter, has a farm, had a farm on Route 604 and Parmenter Road. It's a very, and her will, she had written that she wanted the tillable land to be passed down to family, but she wanted her beloved woods to be kept forever and not changed. I've been told that she used to ride her golf cart through the woods because she loved to watch squirrels. And so anyway, she had written into her will that upon her death, 2 parcels of wooded land would be donated to the Isaac Walton League. However, as they went to probate the will, they found out the Isaac Walton League did not want the land. And so then the judge or the lawyer contacted the park district, and we went and looked at the land and decided that we would like to take it on as part of our parks and to honor Lavina's wishes to keep those wooded properties intact, and they are really special. So during the pandemic, use of the park, Barnes Preserve was really intensified. And it let us know that the people of Wayne County enjoy and need places to get out in nature. It has also allowed us an opportunity to do educational stuff. We work with local school districts, and they bring field trips out. Wayne County Soil and Water does outdoor education, and we help with that. One was associated with P. Graham Dunn, was originally offered to us if we wanted to take it over and maintain it. There's a little, I believe, 4-acre park that was created, walking paths, playgrounds, and so on. But it turned out with the sale included in that, so that has been removed from the table. But our current park that is open is the Barnes Preserve, which is out past the Seacrest Arboretum. Proposed parks, Western Reserve Land Conservancy now owns the Keister Mill and the race with the mill run, and that is all a bog. So it's a very rare wetland, and they have agreed to give the Keister Mill and all of that to the park district as soon as we're able to maintain it. We haven't reached that yet because of that funding. Number 2 up off of 604 is where Armature Woods are. Number 3 is the Clinton Wetlands. It's a beautiful, beautiful high-grade wetland area that belongs to Rails Trails of Wayne County, and they have proposed to work with us to turn that into a potential park area as well. Then number 5 is outside the village of Rickman. It's the William Robertson Nature Preserve, and they have agreed to kind of partner with us to see if we can bring that also into the park district. So we're at that kind of knife's edge where with just a little bit of help, we're going to be able to expand our offerings to the county. As I said, the Barnes Preserve is our main open parkland. But the importance of community and it's such a great value, and we're so appreciative of the people who have helped us out. Romic Foundation donated the money for the pavilion that's at the Barnes Preserve. And if you haven't been out there, it's really a beautiful shelter building. We have weddings and birthday parties and graduation parties and everything out there. It's used quite heavily. A lot of people from the local area come and have their lunch there in the summertime. We also have that beautiful 1 mile of ADA trails, which makes it accessible to a lot of people that can't normally get out into wilderness. And we're protecting wildlife and habitat. So it's a beautiful, beautiful place. We are a monarch way station, so we're doing things that help the habitat that is conducive to monarchs surviving. We have both milkweed, which is the food plant for the caterpillars, but we also have all kinds of flowering plants that are the nectar producers for the adults. In this case, that is ironweed. That is a picture of some bittercress. There's a lot of flowering plants out there. Eastern painted turtle, people. But included this picture to show that paved pathway is used by a lot of different people that we did not expect. Parents bring their young kids out there to learn how to ride bicycles because it's not a dangerous area. It's flat, it's smooth, and it's pretty open. And we have skateboarders and just people walking and hiking, all kinds of views. That is a great egret on one of the ponds there, and a widow skimmer dragonfly. We are not technically open in the winter. It is a use at your own risk. Again, we don't have the ability to clean the parking lots or the trails. So it's come out if you want to. And generally it's stays pretty clear. That black asphalt heats up in the winter time when the sun comes out, and it melts the snow and ice pretty quickly. It's a beautiful place all year round out there. Mallard duck and some little ones. Herb Broda, tremendous man, author, and he specialized in connecting kids with nature, and not complicated, just doing it right in your own backyard. It was a hard loss when he passed, but we really truly appreciate everything he did, holding classes and so on at the park. And you can see he was a master with kids. We have who can purchase benches for memorial purposes, and we have now enough benches that you go about 150 feet, there's another bench. So it makes it nice for people, again, elderly folks like me, that you can walk a little bit, sit down and rest and keep going. That's a northern mockingbird. We have a real wide variety of wildlife there as a result of the fact that we have a wide variety of habitats. This is a little shallow pond on a wetland edge. Part of it's in the woods, part of it's towards the meadow area. It is a high traffic area for wildlife. And to take advantage of that, we put an observation deck that's ADA accessible that looks over that little pond. It's a great place for viewing wildlife. That's chicory, another flowering plant out there. And recently, with a sizable, wonderful donation, we were able to build boardwalk sections to go through areas of the park that we were not able to pave. And it allows access for people to walk on these unimproved trails that cover grounds that are fairly wet. And so this keeps people up and out of the mud. And this is just a beautiful, peaceful place to go and walk around. Part of our planning, as I said, with Western Reserve Land Conservancy was the Keister Mill. And that's a picture of it there. We were talking about attempting the levy, and 57% of the monies, our plan was to use that for capital improvements, which would be creating new parks and maintaining and upgrading areas that we have. Proposed park, the Keister Mill, it is a historic building. It was the last, I believe, the last operating commercial mill, water-powered mill in Ohio. Again, that one is number 1 on the map. Yeah. It's a beautiful old building, just recently refinished by Western Reserve Land Conservancy. We are real close to having the water wheel repaired. It's been down and not operational for a number of years because the water wheel collapsed. And it has a belt-driven power system that operates a cider press, a sawmill, a workshop for woodworking, and of course the actual mill for producing flour. It's a historical landmark for the county. It's also on the National Register of Historic Places. Parmenter Road is 82 acres, 2 parcels, and the Western Reserve Land Conservancy again owns 43 acres to the west of that property that butts up against it. And they have again said that once we are up and operational, they would like to donate that 43 acres to the park district. So that would bring that to a total of 125 acres, which would make a really, really nice park. I should also say that I have walked through those wooded properties. There are wetland pools that are the highest quality there. It is one of the most amazing spring wildflower woods I've ever seen in my life. There are things growing there that I haven't seen for 25 years. And I really can't wait to get that open to the public for people to be able to appreciate that. That's a view of one of the areas, flowers in there. This is what it looks like when the trillium are blooming. It's just carpets of flowers. Mature standing trees in there as well. Again, bittercress, and that is a plant called blue-eyed Mary. Wild geraniums. I believe that's more bittercress. Somebody likes bittercress. So ferns are everywhere. That's a golden ragwort. I don't know if you're into plants. Some people are, some people are not. That is the mighty kilbuck. The park actually has the part of close to the headwaters of the Kilbuck. It's the section where the Kilbuck River is flowing north before it heads west, turns south, and comes back to us. So this would be a way to protect headwaters of the Kilbuck Creek. And you can see towards the left of the picture around 9 o'clock, if you remember clock faces, there are meander cutoffs. You know, it's surprising. You say that to a kid in a classroom today, you know, it's at 9 o'clock and they go, where's my wine? Yeah. This stream floods pretty well in the springtime and it changes its course. And where it changes, it leaves these old low areas that used to be the stream bed. Those then turn into wetland areas which host specific plants that you don't always see. And they are also like vernal pool for amphibians and so on. More trillium. It's a hard woods to walk through when the flowers are on because everywhere you want to put your foot down, there's flowers there. And I feel guilty stepping on them all. Also, that 100-acre wetland up near Clinton. Rails to Trails of Wayne County has agreed that working with us, they would donate 100 acres. And also we would work to develop, maintain, and improve the County Line Trail, SIPO Trail, and the Heartland Trail. We are very lucky to have these passing through Wayne County. They get a lot of use and it's just a great way for people to get out in nature and to get some exercise as well. This is part of the Heartland Trail and just beautiful views of Wayne County countryside. William Robinson Nature Preserve is a 200-acre, I believe it would be called a brownfield. It was part of the industrial area that's been reclaimed. A lot of grant writing went into that, and they've done some beautiful work there. Trails, observation pavilions, ponds that have kayaking. Because it is a brownfield, they do not allow fishing. But it is just a beautiful, beautiful area. They have a science classroom that was donated by Morton Salt. And that's a really spectacular place, and it's been put to good use. Some of the ponds, the environmental education lab, that's the inside of it. All right, so now to the business part of it. The Park District is going to be asking for a levy. We made the attempt in the fall, and while we were close, we did not pass. We did not get the votes to pass. So we're looking at trying to fund a park district from scratch, which means we would have to hire personnel, get equipment, all of the things necessary, because right now we are starting at zero. As I said, a tree just recently fell across one of the trails out at Barnes Preserve. It is going to be cut up and removed from the trail. And I know the guy that's going to do it, because it will be me and my chainsaw. We don't have staff to go out and take care of that. So, and we would like to be able to have staff to do that, because I'm getting old and it's hard for me to do all that. The levy, once passed, you can see a large part of it is going to go for operating costs, staffing, capital improvements, and just contingency. And we think it would be money well invested. Nature education, as I said. I spent a lot of hours in the classroom with kids, but there's nothing like having them out in the field and having praying mantises crawling on them, and they just absolutely love it. I believe these kids are from Norway. We would be able to fund much more outdoor education, nature education. We also would like to preserve areas such as the Parmenter land. We have some beautiful, beautiful, rich natural resource areas here, and we would like to see them taken care of and open to the public. And it has been brought up a lot of times that places like Cuyahoga County is an example, and several other of the counties in the Northeast have acquired a large amount of land by using eminent domain. We do, as a park district, have the right to take property, not take, but pay for it, but have the right to acquire property by eminent domain. That creates problems of goodwill and people's feelings. And we wrote it into our strategic plan that it is not our intent to take farmland. We will not use eminent domain to acquire land. If someone wants to donate to us, that's one thing, but we are not actively seeking to go out and get Wayne County farmland to turn it into parks. That is not our goal. And that is something you will hear from a lot of people, that watch out for the park district. They want to take your land. We are just as much in favor of Wayne County keeping its rural character as anybody out there. And so we're looking to provide more opportunities for the people of Wayne County. But we want to go about it in a way that maintains goodwill and not looking for problems. You can see the surrounding counties, their levies that they have. Summit is at 2% or a 2 mil. Stark is at 1. Medina is at 1. Ashland is at a half. We asked for a half mil and did not get it. So as I said, we are going to be looking at coming back, but adjusting the millage to something that we think may stand a better chance of passing. I met a guy last Monday, a week ago, walking his dog at Barnes Preserve, and we got to chatting, and he drives from east of Massillon here, even though Stark County has all kinds of parks. He said he likes Barnes Preserve the best. It's the best place to come. So he drives all the way over here to walk his dogs. So we would like to be able to take what we did at Barnes Preserve and duplicate that and add a lot more so that people in all corners of Wayne County have access to park areas. So if you want more information, WayneCountyParkDistrict.org. And as far as the levy pack to acquire funding for us to be able to do brochures and signage and so on, citizens for WayneCountyParks.org. And if you have any questions, I believe they'll pass the microphone around. I'll do my best to answer.
I apologize, missed it. Do you know when this issue is going to be on the levy? That you haven't made a determination yet?
We are still discussing that. The question was, when would a levy be back on the ballot? There's a lot goes into that, do you go off your election? Do you go? And to be honest with you, when you have someone who's a geologist, teacher, naturalist, making decisions about levy campaigns, I don't have a lot of experience, so we're kind of learning as we go. We thought we had a real good chance of passing last fall. Again, it didn't work out that way, but we're learning from that, going to make adjustments, but we're still debating whether or not we're going to attempt to do it this fall, which would be a rush, or in the spring or next fall. And also whether or not we want to adjust the millage down. Our timing was such that we were asking for a new tax at the same time that the county upped the appraisals value of land. And so a lot of people reacted to that and said, we're not in favor of more taxes. And so if we have to pay more because our value of our property has been raised and we're going to pay more taxes, we're not going to add in yours as well. So it's a difficult thing. So we're still discussing that. And if anybody would like to come to our meetings and jump in and give us your opinions, we meet the second Tuesday of every month. The board does, and that's at the Bueller's Milltown Community Room. So you're more than welcome to come to that. We meet at 6:30 every second Tuesday. Thanks.
Thanks for your presentation. Can you define a brownfield?
A brownfield is an industrial area that is then taken out of service, and it's an attempt to reclaim it. And so there are always concerns about industrial areas and whether they have been used for disposal of things that might be toxic or unhealthy and so on. And so a lot of times those areas just have sat vacant, kind of wasted land. And this was an attempt to rehabilitate that land. And I believe part of it was related with Morton Salt operations, and I'm not sure what the other industries were that were up there, but it was quite a large area of land that was used for industrial purposes. And now they're trying to make it back for habitat and wildlife and everything from people going out to take pictures, and the birders are there to see all. Anybody in here of a birder? Yeah, it's something that if you're into it, you're really into it. At the Barnes Preserve last year, we had a rare visitor, black-bellied whistling ducks. And they're not even supposed to be around here. They're a Gulf Coast species. We had some show up at the pond at Barnes Preserve. And I ran into people that were from Toledo, from Ashtabula, some people from Pennsylvania. They drove from all over to come here to see these ducks. And those people come here hungry too, so they spend money at the local restaurants, and sometimes they stay overnight. And so, you know, it's good for the local economy too. And so you're helping wildlife, but you're also generating business for our local communities.
I have a question. Has the park district applied for or considered applying for a Clean Ohio fund?
Yes, as a matter of fact, if you were to go to the Barnes Preserve today, off of Seacrest Road, there were 2 large holding ponds that were the wastewater collection runoff from the county home property across the street. I wrote grants and did not get them, and wrote more grants and then wrote more grants. And after a number of years, we finally were able to obtain Clean Ohio funds. The problem with Clean Ohio funds is that they will pay 75%. You have to match with 25%. And we have nothing. So we were lucky enough that the county commissioners agreed to put forth the matching funds, and we were able to get, I gotta think, we had to adjust it. It's around $350,000 worth of grant money. And we are doing reclamation of those 2 wastewater storage lagoons. We are going to turn them into biologically healthful ponds that will have fishing opportunities. We're going to put in boardwalk and trails, and have an opportunity fishing deck where kids with disabilities will be able to go right up to the edge and do catch and release fishing. We're going to improve vernal pool habitats for amphibians, reptiles, and better healthy environment for wildlife. And we're going to put a access and parking off of Seacrest. So yes, but I should also add, I wrote the first grant 10 years ago. And so when you have to dig for matching funds and all of that and go through the process of presenting grants and so on, it can be very time consuming. And so we could make things happen a lot faster if we were funded. I hate to keep coming back to that, but it's the reality of it. So yeah, and we will continue to write grants for Clean Ohio and so on. And we were also given capital grant that helped out with some of the stuff with this project as well. So yeah, we're trying real hard. And Barnes Preserve, I think, has been a success, and it shows people what we could do if we had the money. And that's kind of where it is.
Have you done any research or surveys to the voters to see what their opposition is to passing the money?
A little bit. It's been kind of personal contact. We're gonna do a different approach this time. We are gonna hold some events to be able to do that. But the feedback that we got was the opposition was, we're afraid you're gonna take our farmland and we don't want to pay more taxes. That was kind of, and historically, this I think was number 6 attempt. The issue passes in the precincts around Worcester and suburbs, Orville and suburbs, Rittman and suburbs. And then when you get away from them, support drops off very quickly. So that's what we've been able to find out historically. We've been doing a lot of analysis of where things went wrong on the last one in hopes to be able to avoid that with the next one. So, and focus groups is going to be part of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Denny. Also, as a regular visitor of Barnes Preserve, it truly is a special place out there. I encourage everybody to visit out there. The paths are easy to walk on. And with the new boardwalks, it's even more challenging hikes out there. So it's a great place. Denny, in appreciation of your visit today, give you our rendition of the Rotary Wheel made by the students of the Village Network.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Yep. Okay, next meeting on April 7th. We'll be hearing about impressions of community engagement from a couple of speakers from the College of Worcester. Jill Monroe is hosting. And with that, we stand adjourned. Thank you.